Hi and welcome to the latest number group blog. My name is Ben, I'm the senior support technician here, and today's vlog is about homeworking and how we can help you do it. Basically, you may have noticed that I'm not in an office. I'm probably, for my few watchers, looks like a well-lit basement, but no, it is in fact I do work from home on certain days. And I thought it would be good to explain how our systems enable home working to be done very easily, and so on and so forth. So here we are. So I mean, there are advantages of both home working and office working. I mean, office working, you're with people. You can have easy conversations with people and meetings and so on and so forth, which obviously are advantageous of being in an office. However, home working does have quite a few benefits for the business as well. I mean, you don't have to have an office space if you all work from home. You can all work remotely. So obviously, well, you have to work remotely, but you can work from anywhere. You don't have to work from home. You can work from wherever, as long as obviously you've got a way of keeping in touch and doing your work. It's fine. Your staff don't have to travel in every day, especially if they're commuting long distances. That could be advantageous for them as well. And obviously it's a bit more relaxed. Obviously, depending on the type of business you do, I mean, if you have a shop, I mean, remote working isn't necessarily going to work. But if you work like we do in the cloud, all of our stuff is accessible from anywhere. Working from home is perfectly feasible, as I've demonstrated now. I'm working from home perfectly easily. I can do everything that I can do in the office. So, well, what do you need to actually do it? Well, to be fair, not really much. I mean, our PBX solution called Luna features what's called multi-homing, which most people support these days, which basically means you can have your extension registered in more than one place, which in a nutshell basically means you can have your same phone in more than one place. So as you probably see in the background here, I've got my my work phone. This is my work phone here, and I have that registered to the same account that's in the office. So both phones will ring at the same time. So if a call comes in, people want technical support, whatever, the call will come through to the office, and it will also come through here. So I don't actually need to change anything if I work from home. It all just works. It just comes through straight away, and whichever device answers the call then takes the call, and then the other phone stops ringing. It's the whole advantage of multi-homing. We also, as you may or may not be aware, have launched our Luna PBX mobile app, which allows you to use, basically follows the same principle, allowing you to use your extension on your mobile phone. So this basically works sort of in tandem with your mobile account as such, but not using the telephony side, if that makes any sense. So what it basically utilises the data connection to your mobile phone and allows you to make and receive calls from your number group number using your mobile. So you can make a call from the app and it will come from your number group number, not from your mobile telephone number, for example. And you can also receive calls in. Any calls that come in and you point them to your extension, obviously you register your app to an extension, then obviously any calls that come in to that extension get sent through to your app, and then obviously you can answer them on the move. As long as you've got a data connection of some shape or form, then you can answer it and you can work fine. So yeah, so there's obviously, it's very easy to do. And as far as your employees are concerned, they will probably look at it as a boon, the fact they can work from home, the fact that, they see less pressure in the morning. It's easier for them. There's no commuting costs. There's the comfort of working from home in a place that's familiar and comfortable, and so on and so forth. For businesses, obviously, you don't need to worry about insurance. You don't need to worry about your office space, the rental cost for office space, all the other bits and bobs that you have to you have to supply to an office or in an office-based scenario. You don't have those costs anymore when working from home. So it's a good thing to embrace. How do you keep in contact though? I mean, that's the one advantage about working in office, is that all your people are there. You can talk to each other, you can have meetings, you can confab and so on and so forth. You're working from home, you've got people in different areas, you don't necessarily know what they're doing or so on and so forth. Fortunately, we have a few ways of getting around that. Nowadays, there's ample tools on the internet to keep in touch between teams. We use a program called Slack, which is essentially a tarted up chat application, but it's designed for businesses. So you can share pictures, music, videos, links, so on and so forth, but also talk to people, and you can have chat rooms which are private or not private, or do individual chats one-to-one chats between people in your team. And that basically means that you can have confab meetings over the internet, no problems at all. And it also means you don't have to do emails anymore. So basically your email use will just completely die. If you rely on interdepartmental emails or memos, for example, this will completely eliminate the need for that. This isn't an advertisement for Slack, by the way. Not getting anything from them whatsoever. But say this is just what we use, and we find it is excellent, especially even in the home working scenarios. So yeah, if you're looking at it and you want a way of keeping your team in contact, and the other best thing is it's free. Well, obviously you can pay for higher tiers, which give you additional features, but for most people, the entry-level free tier will be fine for them. But there are options there if you want to have more fancy features and so on and so forth. But what else can you do? How to keep in touch? Well, we have a call conferencing feature, which is part of the Luna PBX system. And that's free of charge. It comes included with it. So you can create a call conference, and then basically all your remote workers call into the conference, and then you can talk to each other as if you were sat next to each other. And then you can discuss things, have meetings, and so on and so forth that way. I mean, there obviously are still advantages of meeting face to face, and there's no real way of getting around that unless you go down the video conferencing route, which you can do through certain third-party applications. But the call conferencing gets around the major problem of not being able to talk to each other all at the same time. It all just and obviously it's free of charge because it's a call into our system from your home phone, or home phone from your PBX handset. It's totally free of charge. You don't have to pay exorbitant fees for calling into a conference, and you can also use it for suppliers or customers or whatever. They can call into the system as well and talk to your team if you should want to do that. So what do you actually require to do this? I mean, nothing. Your staff need to have, obviously, a computer to work from, or computers, in my case. But then again, this main computer is mine, and my work computer is separate. Obviously, I have a work Mac, and I've got my PC, which is mine. You may obviously see that in the background, but that's something completely different. We won't go into that. And obviously, you need a handset. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a physical handset. Like I say, you can use a mobile app if you want to. So if you want to work from home and you didn't want to have an enormous IP phone on your desk or whatever, you can just use the mobile app on your mobile phone. As long as you've got a data connection, Wi-Fi, whatever, calls will come through and you can answer it on there, and that's what I think most people would like. I personally like to have a physical phone, find it easier, and I can also get a headset plugged into it, which is advantageous, so that's why I use a physical phone. But if I'm out and about, I'll take mobile with me, have the Luna app installed on and activated, and then obviously I can get the calls as well from that. What else do you need? Well, internet connection. I think pretty much every home these days has an internet connection, so can't say that you'll really struggle with that on that front of the needs. Yeah, I mean, those are the two things you need to know. A place to work from, computer or something like that, and an internet connection. As long as you've got those two things, and you can obviously, then as far as we're concerned with our system, you can work. Obviously, if you use some kind of, I mean, it depends how you work in the business you're doing. If you have some kind of online CRM software or ticketing system, then you can usually access them from anywhere. You don't need to be in the same physical location. Obviously, if you have embedded software which is run from a local office or whatever, and you can't access it remotely, then obviously remote working becomes a problem. But nowadays, that's becoming less and less of a problem. You can usually find out solutions around that, VPN and so on and so forth, if you need to get remote access in. But as far as we're concerned with regards to what Number Group can supply, obviously we can supply the handsets, we can supply the mobile app. So as far as the restrictions for remote working or people working from home, there really isn't any. And it also gives you the flexibility. I mean, say if you need to pop out of the office and you need to be able to make sure that you can receive calls, mobile app, just take your phone with you, enable it. Data connection, as long as it's there. I mean, you get 3G, 4G connection in most places these days. That's more than enough to receive a phone call on. So the phone call comes through, when you're at the office, it'll come through to your mobile as normal. You can answer it, and then you've got then you're not missing your calls. And so, yeah, it's a very easy system with very little effort needed from your side to basically get it set up. It's very easy to do, and say I can do everything from home that I can do from the office. There's nothing here apart from obviously physically seeing and touching people. There's nothing I can't do from home that I could do from the office. So yeah, I mean that's basically the emphasis is that there's very little restriction on why you can't work from home, or the restrictions about having to go into an office or a place of work. Whereas nowadays, most people, most industries can work safely and securely and easily from home. Okay, well, if you've enjoyed the blog, then please subscribe. No, that side. There's the subscribe button. We are going to be rolling out some additional features soon, which will obviously aid this and enable you to hook into other things. There will be a video posted up on the channel soon, which regards that. And obviously, if you have any comments, queries, suggestions, or whatever, then please post them in the comments box below. And yeah, so remember to subscribe if you want to, and I'll catch you next week.